Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MBTV. I'm Captain Lush, your regular host on the channel. I'm joined by Hepatitis. How's it going, mate?
Hello, I'm good.
I think you might be a little bit quiet, actually, there. I might have to turn your volume up a bit. Is your mic adjusted?
Oh. Hello?
Yeah, it's a bit better. I think we can hear you now. You're doing well?
Good.
Glad to hear. We got a good game up tonight?
Yeah,
we had the wrong time on, so we'll have to fix that very quickly. Other than that, we should be all set to start off with WeDontYou versus Heroes. A match I'm looking forward to. I think it's going to be pretty good fun. Some cool maps and factions tonight as well. Mountain Fortress, Sandy Bush, you liking that?
Yeah, pretty straightforward, but it should be pretty good.
Straightforward, man. What you say straightforward? What do you mean by that? I'm going to pull you up on it.
Well, I mean, they're not simple per se, but they're played a lot, and a lot of like the strategies are sort of known. Especially Sandy. There's only so much you can do there. Quite glad we're starting with Mountain Fortress, to be honest.
Fair enough. What would you describe as a non-straight up that map than a more of a wildcard map?
I think the more open maps, because there's way more space, you can do lots of different things. You can take lots of different varying setups as well on big open maps. And the mixed ones.
Yeah, I can understand that. Makes more sense. Yeah, these are both... I don't know, is Mountain Fortress classified as a closed or open map? Or a closed or mixed map? I'm not sure.
It's like... It's sort of mixed, probably because of the flag route in the open. We'd probably put it into mixed.
Possibly, yeah. It's a pretty cool map anyway, though. I like it, especially since Thunderon opened up that wall in the middle. That was very cool.
Yeah, I do like the map. It's good.
Let's change. Other than that, we have two pretty good teams tonight. Two very old teams. WeDontYou, using their new name, and well, they're looking very scary at the moment. I believe I've heard from how trainings are going right now. WeDontYou, Apis Europai, and Freelance looking like the strongest teams in this tournament. Very, very scary bunch. I think you'd agree.
Yeah, pretty terrifying.
They're up against Heroes, a really old team. Actually, one which has appeared loads of times on the stream before. This must be their 5th or 6th appearance on MBTV. And I really like them. They're known for having a bit of character. They play kind of crazy. Got some very, very good players, which contributed in no small part to a lot of Russian Nations Cup success. They didn't have the greatest Nations Cup in 2015, but I think Heroes have got a really, really strong roster. I actually want to bring up right now. We can have a little look there. Some of their players have got loads of experience, especially the key players I listed here: Alexander, Max, and Vernon. I was actually originally going to put Max and Denor in the not Max and Denor, sorry, Griffin and Denor in the place of Max and Vernon. But I swapped them after speaking to Griffin himself, who said that Max and Vernon are playing very well at the moment. The Heroes, a team you're familiar with?
No, I can't say I've really come across them at all. I think I've seen like a few of them once or twice in public servers, but nothing really to say about them there.
I mean, I guess they play training matches more than public servers. They're not one of the clans that you'll see playing a lot of public. I mean, they might play Russian servers a little bit, which is out of the scope of our knowledge in the Western kind of scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're a very good bunch anyway. Alexander in particular is a really, really scary cav, and he has been for quite a while. I remember him causing a lot of surprises against Apis Europai when they played a couple of WNL seasons ago, and getting a few good kills. At the time it was sort of considered to be maybe a sort of good game, a good luck, a bit of luck, but he's really proved since then, and that he's a very good player and developed a lot as well. So he's going to be one of the key players that Heroes are going to be relying on to deal with this massive, massive threat that comes up against them in WeDontYou. For WeDontYou, I actually spoke to Raiden today, and he didn't suggest himself because he's a very modest guy, but I thought it would be good to put Raiden in because I think he's playing very well right now. Relax and Vendetta as well. I mean, Relax is just out of this world, right?
Well, I assume he'd be pretty good. I don't really know the players too well.
You've not been playing him much?
Say again?
I've seen him just be pretty devastating in public servers, and I've heard reports that he is looking very, very scarily in form right now.
Well, it'd be good to see him play then.
Yeah, Cav player with a lot of experience there. From the Czech Republic. Are you familiar with the Czech Republic at all? Any knowledge of the country?
Well, I've never been there.
No?
No. No, I can't remember how well they did in the Nations Cup now.
They dropped out, yeah. They didn't actually play in the end. They dropped out before it started.
That's a shame. That's why I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah. But I'm sure Relax is raring to go. It's first tournament appearance in a long time. He's a really, really scary player.
It looks like all the players here.
Yeah, it looks like WeDontYou playing in all caps. Just gonna make their names a little bit less visible on the stream. I mean, it'll be more visible above their heads, but on the sides you won't see it very well. Perhaps a bit of psychological warfare there, playing all caps to scare their opponents. I think it's possible.
Yeah, shouting them down. It's like they're wearing red.
Yeah.
And, get the psych edge on them there.
It's like they're just shouting their names at their opponents. Although, to be fair, you can't really see them when you're playing. It's more like they're shouting them to the stream. That's cool.
Yeah.
Couple
They'll
of
be checking the tab list, see who's still alive, and be like, oh god, all caps Raiden's still alive.
Yeah. It's going to be really hard to see them, I think, when they go to the other side, because it's going to get pushed off the edge of the screen. But I'm sure we'll get by. We'll have to learn their faces.
Yeah, it won't be too bad.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting face I'm seeing on the server right now, actually. It looks like Total Wars playing for WeDontYou, Christo the Vicious, transfer from IG, and we know he's very, very scary with his jab throwing. Really, they're a pretty dangerous team, I think, all round. Plus they have Sakisi playing his Cav as well, and he's always pretty devastating. Sotomosu there, the glorious leader. WeDontYou, they playing on their previous alias. They won a WNL title in WNL 3, and were actually the finalists in the previous ECS, which ended in scandal. So they certainly.
Oh yeah, the drama.
Yeah. But they didn't participate in WNL 4. So I think they'll be wanting to prove something in this ECS, and they really want to take a win here.
Yeah, they'll be coming in strong, I think.
Well, because basically what happened was, while Apis Europae were given the win from the scandal in the previous ECS, I don't think it was really satisfying for either team, because the game wasn't really played out. But it actually means that...
No, they'll want
Go
a
ahead.
rematch on that, I reckon.
Yeah, I think they want a rematch, which we certainly could see. But I think it also, because they won the WNL 3, somewhat perhaps surprisingly, people were expecting AE to win. But actually, WeDontYou, or their previous name, they won the WNL 3. And that currently means they're sort of, in a way, if you count regular time and not default decisions, they're kind of unbeaten against AE. They haven't lost a tournament to AE. They might have lost matches, but they haven't actually lost a tournament. So something to prove for, I think, WeDontYou and for Apis Europae in this ECS, which is quite exciting, I think.
Yeah, if you've seen any of the videos they've made, they seem pretty serious about this one.
Yeah.
Well, as serious as they can be.
I think so, definitely. Going on
I
to...
expect to see them in at least the top 3.
Yeah, I think so. Certainly Apis Europae, WeDontYou, and Freelancers looking like the most threatening of the teams. I want to mention now the map and factions that we're starting with. It's the same factions that everyone's playing all week, but obviously we have the map which I believe WeDontYou picked, and that is Mountain Fortress, Nords versus Vegas. We have seen this before, I believe, although currently, which match was it we saw that in? I'm trying to think now. I think we might have... Was this what we saw in Irish Rebels versus...
DOF?
No, it wasn't though, was it?
I know they played DOF.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think what the maps were now. Oh, I forget. That's going to be too hard to remember. It's so hard to remember all the maps and factions that different people are picking. But Nords versus Vegas here. How do you see that playing out?
It should be. I think it would be quite close actually, Nords versus Vega on this map, because of course Nords get the killer inf, but the Vega archers, probably the strongest archers in the game, if they're used effectively, can just cut through the inf no problem.
And you think they're effective on this map as well?
I think they could be if used well. Like probably a more flag tactics, setting up crossfires. I'm being moaned at to speak up a bit. Can I be turned up?
I'll turn you up a little bit if this helps.
Yeah, cheers. But yeah,
you seem quiet to me, but your bars. I'm just going to turn you up and speak. It seems like your mic is away from your. It seems like your mic is away from your mouth. To be honest, I don't know if you got it. Maybe adjust that.
Hello. Oh. Yeah, I think the factions will be quite interesting.
I've turned you up a lot now. But you think they're fairly balanced? Or would you put one in advantage against the other on this setup?
I think depending on the sort of setups the two teams take, like Nord obviously if there's like an inf rush could quite easily overpower Vega. But I think both teams are going to be aware of like Nord's inf advantage and are going to play around it.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
So I think it'll be quite interesting.
I think one thing that certainly has to be mentioned is that with Christo the Vicious playing and jabs on both sides, we could be seeing him make a big impact on this map. I think I've seen him throw jabs very well on Mountain Fortress before, and with all those free those free jabs dropping out the cav, I think we could be seeing a lot of kills there. Okay.
I don't know how some people do it. Throw javelins better than I can shoot a bow.
Yeah. Christo's certainly one of those, I think. I think what we're going to do now is run the map intro, because I believe we're going to go live, so hold on for that. Okay, let's jump into the game now. We are live. WeDontYou starting off as the Nordic side on Mountain Fortress, spawn 1, against Heroes, playing as the Vegas. Class setups right now, we have 2 cav for WeDontYou, just the 1 for Heroes. Heroes opted to take the extra infantrymen, leaving them with 5, and 2 archers on both sides. You liking these setups, Hippo?
Yeah, pretty interesting. I don't know about the Nord 2 cav, but yeah, maybe if they want extra javelins or something, or
yeah,
they will
possible.
use 2 effectively. I'm not sure.
Does it like all
Looks
their
like they've
all their infact jabs? Yeah.
They've met quite close right now in the ruins.
Yeah, but you don't seem to want to push down into those ruins at all. Heroes did have an archer in the ruins there, but they have now backed off. They seem a little bit uncertain. No Denor for Heroes, which could be a bit of a loss for them. Vernon is playing. Though at least. And just going to be Alexander playing as cav.
Yeah, I was sort of surprised by just 1 Vega cav. I quite like Vega's cavalry. I'd say they're quite strong, especially when you get the armored horses, which are quite cheap for Vega. I was expecting to see more than just 1.
Well, I think they're just relying on their infantry strength, I guess. Flag is going to spawn on the outside, and Heroes are first to it, but they're looking in a very vulnerable position here right now. It looks like WeDontYou is trying to push them en route, and by pushing WeDontYou, you've got open up some great archer spots here for Raiden, who is completely unchallenged just firing off his position. Heroes not winning a positional battle at the moment at all. Ragnar does finally pull out his bow. The infantry begin to engage. The cav are elsewhere, but they do start to charge in. Now we see Sakichi and Milos charging in. Kill an eye for an eye here as 2 headshots back and forth. The cav not being too effective so far. Actually, Heroes getting a couple of kills. Raiden able though to get the shot off on Thrax. Centurion manages to escape from the fight, but he's going to go and try and charge down Raiden right now. He's got low health. He's going to have to engage Centurion in a second. Christo brings down Vernon, which leaves it a 5-5 overall. Heroes are holding their own. You'd like doing really, really well fighting against 2 people here. Actually gets a nice hit, but eventually Pendragon able to finish him off. Heroes seem to have a few more numbers over here, but they have very, very low health in all their players, which is a big problem for them. Here comes Mitch now, fighting against Pendragon. Yeah, gets overwhelmed. Double kill there from Pendragon, but he does go down to Griffin here, who's doing a Heroes fight. But he gets to the flag here. If he can raise it for like an inch, could we get a draw here if he stays alive? It's possible. It's going to go overwhelmed though now, I think. He's knocked down and finished off there. And just Centurion left, who's been duking out with Raiden. Apparently, Raiden playing as a bit of a hero here, staying alive. Centurion does eventually finish him off though, just as support arrives. And a team kill. Gonna give him a chance, but with WeDontYou raising the flag right now, I think this is gonna be a WeDontYou win the first round. Nice last stand here from Centurion, brings down Christo as well. And
he doesn't want to go down at all.
Yeah, big mistakes from the Nordic side. Giving away far too
probably
much
got a bit
there,
ballsy towards the end of that.
Yeah.
Pretty strong push though from Nords. 2 archers going around the edges of the sort of flag area, firing across each other.
Yeah, I think it was a good push from the North certainly, and a bit of bad movement maybe from Heroes as well. They kind of ran into the dip. They didn't really need to, and it was really hard for them to then challenge Benedetto and Raiden.
Getting peppered with arrows and javelins before they could even have a chance to fire back.
Yeah, they've actually put Yudlek on a horse here. He's going to play as a Fatty or Dragoon, whatever you like. I got to say I prefer Fatty. I think it's great. It's a great name for the
Personally, we call them Mounted Death.
Mounted Death. Do you use them as well, or is that just your name for them as the terrifying enemy?
We've sort of played with using them, but I wouldn't say we're that great at it.
And I think Alexander's going to be remaining as a regular cav. That's Saddle Horse. And come the jabs here early doors from WeDontYou. There's some interesting movement here from Heroes.
Heroes.
Yeah, I think they're trying to clear out the WeDontYou position.
Lots of them taking hits as they ran away up the balcony there.
Yeah, Sakiji gets a kill.
Lots of jabs, lots of arrows in them.
And they're in a pretty awkward position here as well, just kind of up on the top side. Benedetto actually picking up a Mitch, and I don't really know what Heroes are trying to do there. They've kind of
looked like one of them got caught off and got taken down in melee. Yeah, Heroes looking very unorganised here, and now just being massively overwhelmed in a melee.
They're just totally unchallenged, shooting at point blank range, but all of his targets are already tango downed. And first
round, an odd round that one.
First round's very, very comfortable for WeDontYou. It was just an odd kind of push from Heroes. I think they're trying to clear out the archer position, but just a bad move. It's strange to see them not just go across the bridge, which I think would be a much more stable way of them just kind of playing this map and then making a decision from there.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams like the ruins, but I think the little crossroads area from the bridge is quite a strong position as well. I'd be tempted to, especially after 2 lost rounds, to try and change it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think, nothing wrong with the ruins, but I feel like if you go to the bridge and it doesn't work out, you can kind of double back and get round to the ruins fairly comfortably. Whereas getting back to the bridge is really awkward, because they might already take the bridge, they'll be peppering you on your way there. They can bust out of the middle. It's just a really kind of awkward moment to get back there.
I know they've got all these Nords pushing at them. They'll be effective from range as well. It's quite an awkward place for them to be.
Yeah, we've seen Benedetto, who Raiden mentioned was playing really well anyway. He's already picked up 4 kills after 2 rounds here. Benedetto famous for his list. Oh, does take a hit there.
Oh yeah, Benedetto points.
Yep, he maintains that. And
Which
I
have
think
none of.
well, I think it's a very good list, and I think he's a very intelligent, handsome, I would say, individual for doing the list.
I think you bribed him at some point. It looks like they're squaring off at the intersection now, so they have moved over a bit.
Yeah, they've sort of both shifted there, kind of in parallel.
All very bunched up
Look
right
how
now.
I like the mini-map. You can see they're both all pointing towards that intersection. They look like they're about to jab each other with their little arrows. If it was a different kind of game, maybe that would be what would have happened. But it's quite a cool feature of the mini-map where it shows their look direction. I think that's kind of interesting. Does have quite some utility in the little corner there.
Yeah, it's good. And
well,
the flag has spawned.
It's going to be in the crossroads here. Hero's going to try and push right into.
And just where are they pushing into the Nords?
Ooh, they don't want to do that, and for good reason. They will get cut to pieces if they do.
They're being really cautious, and it looks like WeDontYou are backing off.
They're going to turn around and start charging them down.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Cavs are coming in of heroes. Don't really manage to do much.
The smattering of heroes players with the bravery to move into that have just been cut to pieces immediately as we did that counter push.
Heroes mounted death went to the flag and got taken.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Griffin gets 1 kill back there, and actually Ragnar doing some good work. Has still got full health. He's against 4 WeDontYou players right now, and get cut.
And now he's not got much health.
No.
He's gone.
That was sort of went better than I expected for heroes, but yeah, they got cut to pieces there. They need a better approach. A lot of people would say that Nords have the advantage here. You mentioned that perhaps Vegas would need to make use of their archers if they were going to do well on this map, and I think you're right, which is something heroes aren't really doing. They're sort of trying to go toe-to-toe with Nords, and that's where the problem is.
Yeah.
They're playing the same class setups.
Especially that last round.
Yeah, you can really
pushing
see.
It into Nords.
Yeah. I mean, they were nervous about doing it. It went against all their instincts, but for whatever reason, their commander has
yeah,
asked
I
them to
think
do it.
one of them must have given the cool, and then everyone just was like, no, what? Push Nord?
We actually see a spike club coming out here for Mitch.
It looks like they're
They're going for the bridge.
sneaking around to the...
Oh,
yeah,
but they
they've gone to the
baited
other side.
WeDontYou over to the balcony, and actually they're going to get a pretty good entry on the on the town here with no challenge because WeDontYou already moved to the other side. So it's actually quite a nice bait and switch here. And heroes hold the crossroads now. Interesting to see how WeDontYou react to this because it's a little bit of a disadvantage for them. They still have a better gold overall. This is the first time that something hasn't gone to plan for them, so I'm keen to see what they want to do about it.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they let the flag spawn though. They probably will go for a push.
Oh, well, the thing is, the flag spawned last round at that position, so even though heroes have a nice spot,
Actually, yeah.
it's
I
not
forgot
going
about
to
that.
get a flag.
It's not going to benefit them.
Yeah. I mean, it will give them the
Yeah,
bridge for the outside
so-
outside flag at least, but
Actually, yeah, where WeDontYou are now, they have the possibility of both the flags pretty much in their control.
they're closer to both of them.
Yeah, you're right.
Essentially, the only thing they don't have is the bridge. So not an ideal spot for heroes. So Alexander's he's gone a little bit too far away there, got a bit ahead of himself, and got himself killed. Which means they have no real cav. They have Udalek, but he's only playing as a Dragoon there.
Mounted death. And the flag spawned in ruins.
Heroes, I mean, they could have a nice push here, but WeDontYou are not prepared to back off
looks
from a melee
like-
fight, so they're gonna start
Yeah, looks
cutting
like
people up soon. I think
pushing
Raiden shooting
into
on
the
challenge from
north.
behind the fight. No real cav threat from heroes here as well, which means that WeDontYou just gonna be yeah, just holding heroes there for as long as they like. It looks like Udalek's been caught out.
Vegas.
Lost his horse. He's going to keep the cav busy for a small time actually, which is some advantage. But in the meantime, yeah, it's all going down there. Christo gets a double kill, triple kill here from Christo. It's just Udalek left, and Christo's charging towards it. Desperately wants that quadruple kill. Oh, but he doesn't quite get it. Loads of Mercer gets cut up in the meantime as well. And well, that's the first set, and that's gone very one-sided in favour of WeDontYou. We're going to run a short advert right now, and be back in just half a minute. So there we have it, 4-0 to WeDontYou after the first set. Very, very one-sided right now. Is there any hope, do you think?
Well, I mean, Heroes having Nord now might be a bit of advantage for them, but their pushes into Nord last round were very timid, especially that last one. They were just all the info holed up in the alley, just sort of swaying side to side, not all that sure what they were going to do.
You can only see it going one way.
And then, yeah, then WeDontYou came in.
I mean,
there and took them down a bit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this reset I think is going to help Heroes. They've got a chance to sort of consider what's just happened. A short little break, and then they're going to be playing as the possibly advantageous faction for this map. The issue is, though, I feel like WeDontYou are going to be wise to the kind of faction imbalance here, perhaps, and they're already going to be prepping. They're going to be taking archers. They're going to be taking possibly 2 or 3 cav, and Heroes have got a whole different thing to deal with. It's not like they're going to be playing themselves as the Vegas. They're going to be playing WeDontYou as Vegas, who probably have a much more substantial plan.
Yeah, WeDontYou are probably going to take quite a different setup to them. I wouldn't be surprised to see 2 or 3 cav and at least 2 archers.
Yeah, exactly. Though Heroes, I think, either way, I feel like the Nordic side has a slight advantage if you can get those jabs working, getting those kills, getting those hits. I think that's it can make a very big difference anyway.
Yeah, if they can use javelins the same way WeDontYou managed to use them, they'll definitely have a much bigger advantage when it comes to the melees. But I can imagine WeDontYou avoiding them quite a bit unless they have quite a bit more confidence in their infantry after that first set. But no, it should be another interesting set to watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this switch up. Is a key trait of our mount&blade Warband play, the switch. Makes everything balanced. Some people don't like it.
I can't see why they dislike it that much, though. Like, keeping the sides fair.
I agree. I mean, it's the same in like Counter-Strike, right? They switch, so it's good enough for them. It's good enough for us, maybe.
I don't know. I'm not sure what I think of trying to copy Counter-Strike with Warband, though.
I don't think it's copying, but it's just like it's.
Well, no, not that bit, but lots of people I've seen ideas for different types for the meta game, a different game mode. It's more Counter-Strike like
map-based and stuff.
Like what? Sorry.
Like based on maps instead of rounds, for example. Oh, you mean the game mode itself? Like,
I'm talking about the game mode. Yeah,
like plant the flag type thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I agree. Our one does work for us, but it's not so ideal. I guess maybe there's a big debate over it. I mean, I like the fact that people are experimenting. Maybe we haven't quite cracked.
Yeah. It's good to see. It's good to see people trying stuff. It's definitely good.
We're not quite cracked what we need yet, but I'm sure we'll get there. I want to bring up the bracket actually just to give a bit of context to this match as well, because this is the European Championship Series. We've had the qualifiers, we're now playing the full tournament. This is the first week. We're playing in Group B. You can see on the bracket right there, WeDontYou playing against Heroes. That's this match, Match A of Week 1. And Match B was Legend versus Philocracy of Fedna. Not Fullo Crazy, Philocracy. Legend did take that match, 12-4, so they go through to the winners match. The first week's matches are the first seed against the third seed and the second seed against the qualifiers. This is the first seed against the third seed. Winner of this will go through to the winners match and play against Legend. Loser will go down to the losers match and play against FF, Philocracy of Fedna. What happens then is the winner of the winners match goes straight through its first place in the group. Loser of the losers match goes goes out in last place, fourth place of the group. Second and third is decided by the loser of the winners match and the winner of the losers match. For the second and third place. Do you like the format? I think it's a different kind of way of playing than the round robin which some tournaments use.
Yeah, it cuts out that one game that the losers versus the losers sort of game, the one that people might not be as enthusiastic to see. And it's quite nice, the teams knowing, like, if after they've lost a game, okay, we need to go and win this one.
Yeah. Like there's no sort of meaningless matches in this format. Like it's just whatever happens,
Yeah.
winning is always important, and it's always like what you have to do.
Yeah, and when you've got in some groups such a big gap between the teams, like skills, then having a game which is just going to be one team that's really good against a team that's not quite up to the same level, no one wants to see like a 16-0 really. It's just not as fun.
Yeah. So let's hope Heroes get around then, eh?
Yes. Yeah, maybe they'll find some successes Nord, maybe.
Well, I think right now we're going to jump back into the game because I believe it's gone live. Okay, here we are. And we now have Heroes playing as the Nordic side, hoping to pick up a few rounds. WeDontYou playing as Vegas. They got 3 archers, 2 cav, and 3 infantry. So a little bit of diversion from what Heroes are doing, taking the extra range player. I think that's probably quite smart, making use of the strength of the Vegas. Although we're seeing something very interesting here, which is 3 cav on the Nordic side. Looks like Hook is going to be playing as a Dragoon. Alexander and Nude, like both playing as cav though. You think this is too many? Because you mentioned that 2 was too many before. Now we got 3.
Yeah. Oh, they're rushing.
Yeah,
so
they're on a mission.
They're
going to try and
now.
shut mostly because he's out of sorts. He is away from his teammates, and Hook is going to engage him in the melee fight right now. The cav are going to try and take him down.
Oh, good.
They might have to cut their losses though. So Espresso has no shield as well, so Hook trying to do what he can with the jazz, but I think they're going to abandon this right now as Raiden and Vendetta moved in. They're setting up some counterfire. Oh, and he's lost his horse. Now the cav are going to try and protect him. It looks like Alexander's taking a hit as well, so this bit of aggression there. Sotomos is able to fend it off, and has actually stayed pretty healthy in the meantime. Hook will escape here, I think, under the guiding hand of Alexander. Hook's actually trying to have an archer duel with Sotomosu right now.
He's not giving up, is he?
No, that's not the best idea. I think he has to just cut his losses there and get back to the team. Going to lose his mobility, but he still has a pretty decent infantry setup, so not the end of the world. So just trying to shoot his feet, perhaps. Flag spots on the outside right now. And it's about even positioning for both teams, but Heroes have lost a lot more health here. Griffin and Alexander both on pretty low right now. Heroes are going to be able to take the bridge, though, which will give them an advantage. They do have 1 archer Mitch there, who will benefit from that. Some crazy jazz coming in here from Hook. That's just wishful thinking, dude. I know that's not going to work. But, you know, it's nice to try. Flag's gone up a little bit here for WeDontYou right now. Raiden and Vendetta in wicked archer spots right now. Setsumasu managing to bring down one of the Heroes' archers early doors, playing his range. But Alexander does pick Alexander off. Sotomosu off, sorry. Alexander is now down though, and that's no cav remaining here for Heroes. Just Hook the dismounted Dragoon. And Heroes move on to the flag, but they're in such a dodgy crossfire right now, it's going to be a big problem. Centurion keeping Raiden busy, and actually Griffin keeping Vendetta busy somewhat with his movement. But yeah, WeDontYou just going to clean up here. Double kill there for Pendragon, and this is only going one way.
Yeah. Quite a shame to see that that aggressive play from Heroes not going completely to plan there.
I think they had to realise that it was a nice idea, but they had to just get out of there sooner than that, because WeDontYou were fast to react. They immediately saw what was going on and positioned their archers accordingly.
Yeah, they didn't cut their losses in time and escape. Like, they got unlucky, missed the opportunity to kill him and sort of hang around. Would have been very nice to see what would happen though if they had taken the advantage early on and then escaped.
Yeah, if they had taken that kill, I think it's possible they could have had a much better position going into the fight. So it was a nice risk. Good to at least see them trying things. Often I feel like teams, if they go down quite heavily like this, like they're already down 5-0 or 4-0 at the time, they can tend to sort of just shut in on themselves and completely stop taking risks, which I think is the wrong thing to do. You have to sort of take more risks, if anything. You have to like make big experiments to find out what is working. Perhaps not always the right thing to do,
I agree.
but playing really passively can often just lead to you getting fully stomped.
Looks like Heroes doing the pretty standard, just wait at spawn.
Yeah, they're playing passively now, even though they took the risk in the last round.
Complete. Yeah, going back to the opposite after their mad rush.
It's actually what I like about it though is it means I think because the last flag was in that open position, which is the other side of their spawn, it's actually not a bad idea to use this round to just play a bit passively and stay in spawn, because they're in a decent position for both of them, even from this sort of far back position. They're not in a bad way for either flag.
Yeah, yeah, they can get over in time definitely to either. But it looks like they are pushing towards ruins slightly more now, heroes.
I think what WeDontYou doing really well right now is though they're spreading their archers out and just really like able to set up crossfires really quickly from wherever their archers are sat. Back off now.
Yeah.
Oh, Vendetta gets a hit on Zrax. I think that must have been why he was throwing jabs. In come the heroes cav right now. Nice movement there from Alexander Udlek as Udlek picks off that couch lance on Pendragon. Nice movement from the cav overall. Trebron does get one kill back though on Hook. The substitution there for WeDontYou. In the meantime, we have the bulk of the fight breaking out, but heroes players starting to just evaporate, to be honest, and they are going to go down. Griffin under a lot of pressure right now, staying alive just about with some nice little weaving and ducking, but he is going to drop, I think, eventually here. Let's go down to Christo. Only Centurion and Mitch remaining. Centurion against overwhelming odds. WeDontYou starting to back off here. Actually, Centurion could reach the flag if he can get there. Raise it 2 inches and stay alive for a minute. He's got a chance.
I somehow doubt it.
Yeah, it's not happening there. Nice cap movement. And we actually see Trebron already mounted up on that scary Vega horse you mentioned. And he's already a pretty scary player himself. I don't know who this Milos Zaman player is. Oh, that must be Relax. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense now. I'll work out who it is. So Milos Zaman, they must have registered under that. I'm not sure, because I believe you have to play with your registered name.
Yeah, I think so.
But Relax is his more commonly known alias. Heroes moving further forward now, recognizing that the flag has spawned in the crossroads and going to the crossroads. But at least setting themselves up for a potential push over to the low side or also the ruins. WeDontYou happy to sit back right now, and I think often they're happy to sit back and just let heroes kind of make mistakes at the moment, which is a sort of sad thing to say, but unfortunately seems to be a bit of the reality of this match right now. Heroes not looking very threatening at all, except for
just a bit of
nice cap movement. Actually, it looks like the heroes are sort of pushing, trying to get a bit of something done, or perhaps it was a bit of a reckless movement here from Trebron, but he gets away unscathed. No one damaged there.
Maybe a horse got hit, because I thought I heard something.
Yeah, I tell a lie. Sotomasu and Vendetto both lost half their health, so something's happened there, which I didn't quite see. And heroes have got a little bit of an advantage in the early round, which is nice. I think getting rid of those archers would really mean a lot. Actually, they've got another hit on Raiden there. All the archers on low health right now. Any cav could sort of get a bump slash or something, which could finish those off. And this is nice early round play from heroes. Those archers, I feel like, are the main threat right now. If they can get rid of them, they'd just be so much more free with their movement and have a much better chance in the fight. The flag does
Flags
spawn
out on ruins.
Yeah, over in the ruins, and
that should give WeDontYou quite a nice setup as well if they can get over there quick. But heroes are pushing them quite quickly.
yeah, and WeDontYou still currently backing off right now. So I think if heroes can force that engagement, they will have a bit of an advantage right now. But I mean, they've left players back. Like Mitch is a bit too far back. Centurion a bit out of the fight. They're not really pushing as a unified force sufficiently well enough, I don't think. Alexander ineffective with his pass by. They're just getting too split up in the fight. Vernon's taking a hit there as well early on. We've got a team kill there from Sotomas, which is a bit of a chance for heroes right now, but Sotomas makes up for it immediately with a headshot on Alexander. Another team kill there coming in from Milos Man, and well, kind of chaos right now, but I think actually heroes with a bit of a chance right now. Zrax and Centurion picking up kills. Oh, but Sotomas with Vendetto, Trebron rolling them in. Triple KO from Vendetto right now. Sotomas with the double as well. And Vendetto pulls out his bow. Can he get the quad? Goes for the shot on Mitch, misses. It's the second one, but Trebron finishes them off. Still a nice triple kill there from Vendetto, and well, a 7-0 advantage right now. Heroes getting absolutely stomped. What can they possibly do?
Oh no, I thought they might manage to get that one as well after getting the early damage off before the flag had spawned, and then that push seemed to be going well for them. I thought they were going to catch them in melee, like the bulk of their team before any before they had like a chance to get their archers in position, but they sort of started lagging behind and didn't push together, and then they sort of did half a push and then another half a push, and it didn't really work as well as I thought it was going to go for them, which is a bit of a shame.
I agree. They just got a bit too split up. What we're seeing right now is looks like WeDontYou
oh no!
decided to strip down for this last round of the map.
Well, yeah, it gives them a speed bonus. It's a tactical play.
It's possible.
They
They will move extra fast. Perhaps they're going to be joining Boat's clan.
Scantily clad.
Scantily clad, yeah.
If you want to be scantily clad, just take gloves, nothing else, and you're scantily clad.
Super speed. I think they've got a bit more of a
Fastest
mix
weapons.
in terms of who's got boots and who hasn't. I don't see any gloves on the
that's
team
a
either.
shame. No
Well, actually, I
gloves.
think that looks like Pendragon might have
well,
some
heroes
gloves.
should have this.
Pendragon's got some gloves.
Heroes will take the rounds then if they don't have gloves.
It's possible. We'll see how it plays out. They will obviously get much more damage done with their hits.
It looks like heroes are pushing.
Yeah, Pendragon's busted out the two-hander right now. He's immediately got a kill with it as well. Griffin does bring down Chris the Vicious. Well, with that armor, you'll be very, very vulnerable to hits. But it looks like WeDontYou going to get the better of this anyway. Raiden busting out
I think that was
busting
might
out
have
the
been
spear.
psychological play actually by WeDontYou there. Make them think you have an advantage.
And there you have it. WeDontYou take the 8-0 finishing style with Pendragon slicing down his teammate Raiden. We're going to take a short ad break right now. We'll be back in half a minute. Don't go anywhere. Well, there you have it. It looks like heroes in, well, a spot of bother to say the least right now. Not looking on their best form at all.
Well, I don't think you can get worse than 8-0.
No, I think that you can't. I can guarantee you that is the worst score you can have after one map in this match format.
Yeah. I feel like they could have at least definitely had that one round, but so far it has just been they've been outclassed at nearly every turn, from setup to well, everything.
Yeah, I totally agree. WeDontYou just looking very scary. Heroes looking absolutely helpless right now against a team which is playing much better and looking like a complete force to be reckoned with in this tournament. Even though I feel like Heroes could perhaps have brought more to this, and I think they're missing Denner a little bit as well. I just do feel like WeDontYou are looking so scary right now, and really a big threat for any team I think in this tournament.
Yeah, they're going to be one of the ones to beat this time round. Well, as
yeah, I think they're just going to go through first in their group straight away. And I can see them beating Legend next week, to be honest, quite comfortably. And really, they could go all the way in this tournament, I think. Like, we still do have one map left to play. It is possible that Heroes could win 8-0. It seems unlikely.
yes, yeah, I'm not overly confident, but it would be nice to see them at least pick up one round.
Yeah, I do feel like WeDontYou's strength is more in their Cavern Archers rather than their Inf anyway, perhaps. So maybe they have a chance.
Playing Sarid first, though. Do you think Sarid stronger than Rodok on Sandy?
I assume you mean
Saranid,
Saranid.
sorry. Saranid. Ah, so many more syllables.
Yes, I think that they probably have a bit of a disadvantage against Rodox, to be honest. Those miniature cleavers are absolutely brutal. And the shields have a lot of health as well. Although the axes for Sarans are always nice. They'll smash shields and do a lot of damage, but really against miniature cleavers.
Yeah, but Rodok shields.
Yeah. No, I think Bro's got an advantage here. Although Sounded Cav is a bit better. They can weave around these sandy bush streets quite nicely, actually.
Yeah, but one bolt to the head and it's dead.
That's true.
So it's sort of...
Yeah, crossbows have a pretty good time, I feel like, on sandy bush as well.
Yeah, I'd say it's most of Saranid's strengths countered by Rodoks.
Well, we shall see.
I don't know, if I were heroes right now, I think I'd go for something unexpected to try and just get that one round. 8 inf, maybe just charge.
Possibly. I tell you what I actually like on this map. It's like the dirtiest thing you can do is if you like spawn like a few cavalry, maybe all cav. You can just rush the enemy spawn while they're spawning. If you're really quick with your spawn, you can just rush them, and before they're ready to do anything, you can get there in like 2 seconds. And like,
oh, that's something I'm trying.
It's honestly, it does work sometimes. It seriously does.
Actually, I think I remember that happening in a game we played once. Only it didn't.
Do you?
No. One of their cavalry charged into our base as we were dropping javelins because we were playing Nord, and one of our guys just looks up after just picking javelins and one-shots a Sarad horse in the head with it. So we'd all just spawned. We're all this big burly Nord inf. There's just this guy lying at all of our feet, just like, oh, how'd you get here?
Yeah, you got to be really quick on the spawn there, and you got to all just rush straight away. In numbers, I think. Otherwise, it doesn't always work. And you got to sort of trust that your enemy team is a little bit late as well. It's got to be like the first spawn. It can't be anything other than the first round. Otherwise, they'll just spawn straight away.
They'll see it coming. I am a big fan of this map doing surprise tactics like that on the first round. Like maybe not 8 inf, but taking a lot of inf, maybe like 1 archer, 1 cav, and then just charging at them.
Yeah, I think cheesy tactic is always cool anyway, yeah. Definitely can work, although I feel like it wouldn't work against WeDontYou, to be honest.
Yes, I can imagine them. They've probably seen a lot of different things in their time playing. Yeah, I doubt they can be surprised very easily.
They'll be very hot on their spawning as well, so they'll be straight in there pretty fast, I expect. I want to bring up the bracket again and just mention what is going to happen if WeDontYou continue to win this match, which it seems very, very likely that they will. They will go on to play Legend in week 2 in the winners match, and the winner of that will go straight through as group winners. Or Heroes have to face off against Philocracy of Fedna. That could be an interesting match as well. I think Heroes definitely up their game, realising that if they lose another match they'll be out. FF playing pretty well right now as well, but they did lose to Legend 12-4. Are you surprised with that result?
I thought FF would do better, but I don't know why, but they ended up playing 2 closed maps, which really isn't where FF's strengths are. They're very strong on open maps, and the fact they didn't even play one is quite surprising for me. But yeah, depending on the maps they get, Heroes FF could be quite an interesting game.
I think we're going to go live right now, so I'm going to push this into the new map intro for Sandy Bush. I love that new map intro for Sandy Bush right now. And we are in the game, WeDontYou, playing as Rodoks. As spawn 2, 4 inf, 2 archers, 2 cav. Heroes playing the Saranid side. Backed up into the graveyard. And, oh my god.
Yeah, sadly no rush tactics of any sort. No mad like 8-inch pushes or anything.
Looks like we have a
Or
bit of an
just-
issue with the ladders right now. I think this possibly could be my fault, which is quite embarrassing.
But they're not
Uh,
racing.
They're not racing, so that's a bit of an issue. I think we might have to. I don't know what's going to happen right now. We'll probably have to move to a different server. Oh dear, that is going to be my fault then.
You big noob.
Looks like I made a little mistake. We have a second referee though on hand to deal with that. Do apologise for that. I'm sure it'll be resolved very soon. We'll bring up the break screen in the meantime. Okay, so I'm not sure what's happening right now.
Looks like they're playing on. Considering the flag that spawned, the ladders probably won't make too much of a difference.
I'll try and get a referee decision.
Although it looks like heroes are leaving.
So just wait for Serkan to make a decision right now, and then we'll carry on with the match.
Did they get the spawns backwards this round? Or we don't need team 1 or 2?
Okay, so I think we're just gonna have a little short break while we get this issue fixed. The teams will just rejoin the server in a second. Guys who tweet in the meantime, let us know your thoughts on the new map intro for Sandy Bush. I think he generated a little bit of hype, at least in chat. Hippo, do you have any thoughts on Sarans versus Rodox? On Sandy specifically? I mean, we talked about Rodox being advantageous, but
Well, it looked like Rodox were winning in the couple of rounds they played after the ladder issue. But I think they started taking it less seriously and just sort of went charging in at each other, and you were seeing the Rodoc in, well, it was also WeDontYou in, but they were winning it.
who knows the impact of the ladder though?
Yeah, maybe it would have made a bit of a difference.
think that could be a bit of a distraction, I think, if anything, if nothing else. Team just rejoining now, and we'll get started with the final, the third set, not necessarily the final set.
Probably the final set.
Probably the final set. Let's face it, probably the final set, but the same with a fighting chance.
Yeah, maybe they've now seen what the tactics are going to be, and they're going to change them up now for the
Yeah, they've had
the redo
extra
on
break.
the next set.
I think the teams are ready anyway, so it should be going nicely. The issue here, just to explain it, is that we're having a small issue with the ladders not raising on Sandy Bush. It's my mistake just due to a small modification on the map, so I do apologise for that.
Yeah, they seem to be raising now, so
Yeah, I just
back
fixed
to
it, so it should be fine now. That's fine, I'm just going to make a small little adjustment there. Something I hadn't foreseen. Okay, so I believe we're going to go live now, right now. Jump back right into the game, just a second. Okay, here we go. We are now live. And WeDontYou leading 8-0, playing as the Roddock side in the low alley, with Heroes in the low alley as well, playing as Sarids, currently trailing 0-8.
looks like a more organised push from Heroes this time, forcing WeDontYou out of the alley and back up to the now raised ladder,
Yeah.
making all the difference straight away.
That ladder giving them that crucial escape route. Heroes have pretty much a lot of control over the bottom flag here. So WeDontYou have more control over the plaza. And I guess this kind of corner doesn't seem like the best spot though, really. Doing a little bit of classic total war there, going to be holding up his shield, covering Vendetta as he shoots into the Heroes players. It seems like Raiden is taking a hit though. Somewhere.
Yeah, a few shots exchanged, only into WeDontYou right now though, who's
Yeah.
taking damage.
Heroes getting the better of that. Flag gonna spawn pretty soon. Let's go in the low road, which means WeDontYou at least have a chance to hold this out here though. Although WeDontYou pushing from the side, which I feel like is more pushable. Heroes actually backing away from the fight. The NR's in here, but it's going to be hard for heroes to hold as...
Oh yeah, WeDontYou pushing over there. Going to be able to get their crossbows up on the high ground.
Yeah,
it's going to be a big disadvantage for heroes.
Immediately gets a big hit on Mitch, might have even been
Yeah.
a headshot. Yeah, that's going to finish it off. Heroes have counter pushing, but really they just backed off far too much here, and it looks like WeDontYou are taking control of the fight already. I think this should be their final round. Dylan gets taken out, and yeah, Raiden's shooting the big line challenge right now. But Neto's moving into the melee fight 'cause he's not getting enough done. Otherwise offensive there, getting a kill on Alexander. I believe that's Black Tide. And well, there you have it.
Yeah,
that's going to be
not
9-0.
a very
And
that sort of last round summed up the whole game, really.
Yeah, I think basically Heroes just got dominated. There's nothing else to say about that. Very, very one-sided stuff. But very scary play from WeDontYou. I think what we're going to do actually... Oh, let's bring up the advert, so 2.5 minutes. And there you have it. WeDontYou. First match 9-0. Nothing really coming back from Heroes' side.
Yeah, very one-sided game.
I might try and bring in a couple of WeDontYou players here for an interview. I don't know who's available. I'm gonna have a look around, see if I can find someone's come in for an interview. We can just talk to them a little bit, maybe about the tournament, if there's not too much to say about the match.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's much to talk about from that game. Plenty for heroes to take away from this game, though. What are the things they can learn from it?
Practice more.
Yes.
I want to say thanks to everyone for watching anyway. We did manage to debut Sandy Bush's new intro, which is a bit of fun. But overall, perhaps not the most thrilling of matches.
Very straightforward game.
Could have some interesting games next week, though. Heroes FF certainly could be a bit of an exciting one. And we do now complete the first week of the tournament. Teams, I believe, picking their maps right now as well on the ECS forum. I'm not sure what's been picked so far. We can try and check that out now.
Have we seen any of the new maps yet?
I think we have. I think one of the new maps was played last week anyway. I don't know. What's the mixed new map?
I can't remember.
One of them has been played already, which was... I'll tell you soon. Naval Outpost has been played, yeah. Between Freelancers and Heroes of Magic Court. Which we didn't see on stream. That was actually a 69 for Freelancers. But no sign of Silk Road so far.
I've seen Silk Road. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see much of it.
Well, I tweeted about this today. I think that it would be smart for teams to practice Silk Road now, because what teams are going to stop doing is vetoing it, because they're going to think, well, no one wants to play it anyway, so we can use our veto on something more threatening for us. But then, if the team has practiced it, they can go, aha, we're not expecting this. Silk Road.
Yeah, and then bring out Silk Road.
So the system always gets a bit of an advantage. The teams practice the lesser played maps anyway. Well, you have to do it secretly, because obviously if anyone finds out that you're playing Silk Road, they'll veto it immediately, because it's like, firstly they don't want to play the map, then they don't want to play your team on it. So it's something, it's like a card you can only use once. It's a golden bullet.
Yeah, how do you have like practice matches though and try and keep it all hush-hush though? Like, oh, can we have a match against you on Silk Road, but don't tell anyone.
You can keep it hush-hush against your opponent, I guess. If you can see your opponent kind of coming. Or like your half of the bracket, you can keep it hush-hush from them. But yeah, you're right, it's it's quite hard. Especially considering people in the scene are such gossips. There's always going to be a little bit of leak, isn't there? I mean, big team. Someone's going to have a friend or a friend. You can generally find these things out. That's all part of the game, though. I like that kind of metagame aspect where you can sort of work out what a team's doing, what they're practicing. 6cav was like the biggest attempt to give me a secret, but it just didn't turn out to be it was the worst kept secret in the scene, I think. No one's ever done a really kind of surprising thing in a match. Well, not maybe people have done surprising things, but not like a sort of planned big reveal. I think that's quite rare at this point. It's like King's Landing. You need to have your spies in every corner. So Tomas is going to come and speak to us for an interview. I don't know who else is going to join. We will bring him in here. Have a little chat to us. To shout-outs now instead. First I want to say thanks very much to Hippo for commentating with me. The match wasn't as good as it could be, but I think it was still cool to see anyway, and see how well WeDontYou are playing.
Yeah, a very strong team. Just one to my bros, the best clan ever.
Bros, good bunch, yeah, I'm a big fan.
Oh, thanks.
Alright, I want to say thanks to everyone for watching. Definitely check out the streams that we're going to be doing next week, or this week now I guess. It's week 2. I think it's going to be a lot of exciting games. So definitely do come to the channel and check it out. I wanted to say thanks to Aaron Wen, who I know has been moderating the chat. Keep an eye on that. And there's been a lot of chat activity as well. Thanks to both the teams as well for playing. And obviously the admins and referees. So I can referee this match, did a great job I think, even though it's a bit of an issue on the second map. And thanks to our sponsors, Razor, Game Servers and Mark Moss, you can see on the screen. And also to the writers of the music, who I think this track right now, I believe is, I'm actually going to get up exactly who this track is. Or no, maybe I won't. This is for some reason not working. Yes I will. This is Binster, and it's Tregard's theme, so definitely do check that out. You can Google that. If you Google Binster Bandcamp, him and someone called Noah Sespite provide all the music for the streams, and I think it's all really cool as well. So we're going to leave it there. Thanks everyone for watching, and say goodnight.
Good night.